and of course lifestyle physician, and she is Dr. Harcourt, or Lou. She's joining us right here in the studio. Hello, Doctor. Glad to have you join us.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome, Doctor.
Thank you. I'm happy to see a bright face in you.
You're looking amazing too.
Yeah, so I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So how have you been?
I've been great, and you?
Thank
I can
you.
tell already.
Okay, so Doc, today we're talking about the importance, of course, of living a healthy lifestyle. Now, before you came on set, okay, so there's this argument, okay, my colleague here said that maintaining a healthy lifestyle, okay, that is quite expensive. But before we get talking, about that, can we just start, help us to re-emphasize the importance of actually, living and living healthy, the importance of health.
As we all know, to be in good health in Nigeria, you need a lot. You need to be healthy mentally, physically, financially, and so on. And while we may not all reach at the same time, we can always do it in steps. Small steps. Eat a vegetable here, eat a fruit there, avoid risky substances here, avoid pollution there. Just small bits at a time, one day at a time. We must not do all at once, but gradually we'll take steps. On this show today, we are going to talk about how to take little steps to get to where we want to be.
Okay, so fine. Did you get that?
When she started, she actually tilted to my side. She said that living a healthy life is you have a lot to do, from your food, step by step, to work and every other. So I said, okay, she's saying my mind, she's saying my mind. So let's start by, first of all, practically speaking, especially in our world, where, first of all, the economy is not smiling in a way, and then the challenges of having 3 square meals, right? And then you walk. Let's notice she talked about resting. You have to hustle, you come back, there are so many things you have to do. You take little rest, even if you don't want to, you wish you could rest. So let's take it bit by bit, healthy living, practically speaking.
Okay, so practically speaking, I always like to go according to the pillars of lifestyle medicine. We have 6 pillars. We have diet, exercise, sleep, avoidance of risky substances, social connections, and stress management. I'm sure that's a lot for us to take at once, but we'll take it one by one. So let's start with sleep. I like to start with sleep because sleep is cheap and free. We don't have to pay to sleep. So WHO recommends at least 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep. So that restorative sleep means you go to bed and you sleep uninterrupted. So sometimes when there's no light, the place is hot, 1 or 2 factors might prevent that complete restful cycle. But we're trying to say as much as we can, little things we can do, such as going to bed the same time every day, putting away your phone, gadgets,
that's good.
Yes, because it does emit blue light. Phone, laptop, TV, they emit blue light, and that interferes with sleep. So sometimes some patients come, I can't sleep, and when you probe for that, you see that they use their laptops on their bed, they don't have a pattern, they can go to bed at 1 a.m. today, tomorrow 3 a.m., trying to meet up with work targets and all that. And I always tell them, if you die from stress, that work will continue. So you need to prioritize sleep, you need to prioritize resting. Sleep is free. Let us all key in, I think, before we start talking of this is expensive and that is expensive. Let us
When you spoke about the time out with our gadgets and all that, because I know that recent technologies has changed the way we live. There's no how you not fidget with your phone before falling asleep. Let's just tell ourselves the truth. So let's know now, okay, what's the time duration for us to handle our handheld screen timer before we rest?
Most recommendations from World Sleep Organization and so on talk about between 30 minutes to 1 hour. There's no fixed time. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour, you can put your phone on silent mode so that when you are sleeping restfully, a phone call or a message beep or whatever does not wake you up. So the screen time is not really phone. TV is among laptop, all those things that emit blue light because they interfere with a hormone called melatonin. And melatonin is the hormone that sends us to sleep. So melatonin senses that daytime is winding down and it starts increasing to put you to sleep. But these lights are telling your body that it's still daytime. So melatonin production will be reducing instead of increasing. And when it's reduced, you are going to be awake.
You know, Doc, there are some persons that they work, come back very late, and then we're trying to tell ourselves that sleep is very important. For people that work that way, what would be your advice in order to balance, their work time and sleep time?
Okay, so like maybe we talk about nurses, people that do shifts. Sometimes some people are awake at night, security and the rest of them, they do shift work. Is inevitable. But what we usually advise them is when you come back, that's not the time to catch up, all that. That's not the time. So you need to create the time to sleep. And we talk about things like turning off the lights, even if it's daytime. Turning off the lights, draw the curtains close, try to simulate night time so that you can be able to fall asleep. I know it's difficult, maybe young nurses that are still trying to run their families and from night shifts to go to the market, buy food, come to the house.
That's real life.
Yes, it can be tough. And we just try to get better each day, try to get a hang of your activities and okay, today I'm going to the market, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Tomorrow I will rest, I will sleep. We need to make our time for that.
I talked about sleep.
Yes. So we talk about exercise, physical activity. Yes, very.
That is a big problem. It's a challenge.
Important. So there is exercise and there is physical activity. So physical activity is the ones we do on a daily basis. Like maybe you are at work now, you're in the studio, you're handling the camera, you're handling this, you're going like the director is coming, do this, do that. That's physical activity. So she's not sedentary. She's not sitting in one place. She's moving up and down. She may not have time to come out to exercise. She may not have 30 minutes in a day to say, I'm jogging, I'm walking. But by making these small moves, it differentiates her from the person that sits down at the office table 5 hours, 6 hours without standing.
Okay, I can come to that because I know exercise is like I mean, one of the key components of a healthy lifestyle. But there are cases that I've heard and I didn't experience or happened to see one where someone just collapsed as a result of exercising, and then cases too heard that people just passed them while exercising. So let's know, how could you guide us through this exercise process without really being excessive or harming ourselves?
Okay, so the first thing, if you know you need to be put on exercise prescription, is to see a doctor. Yes, because there are certain tests you need to carry out in order to avoid this situation you said. Though, however, it's about 1 in a million, that people that collapse and die during exercise. It's not very common.
Maybe people with underlying issues.
Yes, but that one is somebody's father, mother, brother, sister. So every life is important, and we don't want that. So before you start a regimented exercise program, you need to see a doctor. So there's exercise and there's physical activity. So physical activity, like maybe your bus stop is 10 minutes away. You can stop before your bus stop and walk to your bus stop. That will not make you to collapse. And it will not make you to die. So there are just little tweaks here and there that you can do. Even if you drive, you can park your car a distance away. Like when I was driving into this place, I said, these people have enough space to walk. Yes, cute. They have enough space. So those are just little things here and there that you can do. And those of us that like to send the house help, Ada, bring this. John, bring that. You can do 1 or 2 things by yourself. Remote control might just be in your front, and you will call somebody from a distance to give you. Or going to switch on the TV, going to switch on the AC, little things that you can just stand up and do, you call somebody to do. We are trying to discourage those kind of behaviors because sitting is the new smoking. Have you heard about that? Sitting is the new smoking. So somebody that sits for up to 6 hours a day at once has the same risk as a smoker.
The kind of jobs that some of us will do where you have to sit for like number of hours. If you're doing graphics, if you're into tech, they sit down and they have to do a lot of work. So we're trying to balance the fact that for like the market woman that is always busy, do we say that she's having her equal share of exercise?
No. So the market woman that is always busy might also always be sitting down while doing this, selling the clothes with the customer, selling this one. She's not standing, she's still sitting down. And then we talk about like people that have to sit down to work for a long time. There's something we call exercise snacks. Exercise snacks is literally 2 bouts of exercise during that period you're sitting. So for every 1 hour you sit, 5 minutes to the end of 1 hour, you stand. Even if you don't have any reason to. You just stand, you just move around. Anyway, if you don't use yourself, go to the toilet and come back.
Move to the desk office.
That brings us to the next pillar, social connections. For us to live healthily, we need to be in constant communication with the environment, with ourselves. If you come to work every day, both of you are quarreling, you will already have to start beating from the house. Hey, what will Blessing do today? What will this one do today? Before you know, blood pressure is going up. So we need to be at peace with ourselves and the environment. Socially connect with one another. We have Facebook, WhatsApp groups, church, different activities that you just use it to feel good and be happy. I mean, I don't have enough. So we have social connection. Then diet. I know everybody wants to hear about what should we eat. Okay, so I like to talk about food in additions and subtractions. Okay. So let's start with additions. What should we add to our diet to make us healthy? Fruits, vegetables cannot be overemphasized. We need green as well. As you can see, I'm wearing green. Nice. Green. So as much as we can, ugu, water leaf, shoko, bitter leaf, all manner of greens are encouraged. Just eat them liberally. Fruits too, garden eggs, cucumber, things that are high in fiber. Because you know now that colon cancer is one of the leading causes of death. Now, and before, colon cancer used to be, seen in older people. But now it's being seen in younger people. And one of the greatest risk factors is lack of fiber in the diet. So we are, progressing towards more and more processed foods. And as you process foods, you remove the fiber. As you process foods, you remove the things that should be there so that they will be taste nicer and more. But you are removing it from natural to unnatural, and in that process removing all the fiber. So that's why we say we need to get in as much fiber as possible through fruits and vegetables. And then, so things that I would like us to subtract: sugar. We can't subtract sugar enough. Sugar, and now sugar is almost in everything. Even the fruit drinks you drink that somebody says they juiced naturally, what they did was to remove the fiber, and when you remove the fiber, the sugar in it concentrates. So so instead of drinking that juice, you may just as well drink Fanta, because it's the same thing. Yes. So why you can juice, so instead of like juicing oranges, just take it in exactly. Take it whole. Eat everything. The roughage is the fiber we're talking about. That you need for your body. And when they juice it, they remove the fiber and discard it. That's the most important part of that fruit that you have discarded, and so the sugar. I know you can have it as a treat once in a while, I know, but constantly doing that every day, you are depriving your body of what it needs. Yes, so we talk about sugar, we talk about even processed foods like the white rice. I know rice is like a staple in every home. In fact, any week you've not eaten rice, you have not eaten. There are people who eat rice like every day. Yes, or even more than once a day. Your children take rice to school. I'm guilty as well. So, but as much as possible, we can try to pair rice with things like vegetables, steamed ugu, something that when you pair it with it will add more fiber and give you the nutritional value, because rice by itself has no much nutritional value. It's what you add to it that makes, the difference. Yes, so even as much as you add your stew, your protein and all, let's try and get vegetables. I'm talking about food stuff being expensive. You can buy small things. Carrots, 200. Cucumber, 200. Small, ugu, 200. You must not spend. Salary on, just small here and there. Fruits, the oranges. In fact, my husband now has been taking it upon himself to buy oranges every day. He buys the ones they've already peeled, so that I will not say peeling is our problem. Just little, and it doesn't cost so much. Maybe 500 can buy 5 or something like that. Just by spending 500, you have gotten important nutrition. That 500, you will still buy soft drinks. Shoes. Choose the one you're creation.
I don't want to say that I surrender. I'm still thinking, I'm processing it. Yeah, bit by bit is good. Yeah, it's cheap. I know that there are times when we have this information that some fruits you have to be careful, and talk about some persons that have, is it ulcer and all that, to know the type of fruits to take. You talked about oranges. I know that some persons taking oranges is not advisable. I want you to advise on that line, taking some kind of fruit where you have to go to the doctor to get,
Okay. I always like to tell people that you are your own first doctor. You are your own first doctor. You are the one that knows exactly how he's doing you. And so if you notice, maybe you take citrus fruits and it gives you that feeling of indigestion, discomfort, and then naturally you know that you should stay away from it. Yeah. So there's no one guideline that fits everybody, but there are different classes of fruits, different types of fruits that you just know which one works for you. Some people know they have ulcer already, and taking things like orange will worsen it. So they already know to stay away from that. There are so many options.
We recommend you for this feast of really informing us on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. But there's another aspect or component which really is a problem, which I would like you to really talk about, and that's managing stress. And in managing stress, of course, we know some of us work very lengthy hours, and it's not really easy, especially some also balancing work and home. The home is also a problem. And recently, due to the economic realities, we have a lot of people who are depressed and all that. So I would like you to really throw light on this and also advise us on how we could really manage stress. Thank you.
Okay. Stress management is a pillar of lifestyle medicine and is inevitable. First of all, stress is part of life. It's how we react and cope with it that makes all the difference. So by just entering maybe a place that is hot, no fan, no AC, you're already stressed. What can you do about it? You're not stressed. So with stress management, you have to take things, one at a time. And there are some things that you cannot change. So worrying a lot about it will not change. Like let me use fuel price now, for example. You worry a lot about it, but it doesn't change. So you just have to find ways to cope around it. We have things like meditation, deep breathing, even by communicating with your friends. They say a problem shared is half solved. If I have one big problem bothering me, I can tell Blessing, and she can give me 1 or 2 advices. So your social circle matters a lot in stress management. Then yes, of course, deep breathing, relaxation techniques, meditation. You listen to music. It's a stress relief. And then of course your spirituality matters. So some of us can key into religious programs, MSPPD, this one that does 7 o'clock prayers, another one does 8 o'clock, like that. Anyone that you just find solace, Of course, God is our ultimate hope, and so spirituality matters a lot in stress management, and just little things here and there. And then your mindset on how to manage stress matters. So if you are worrying, next thing you know, the blood blood pressure will be high. Before you know, we are talking of different things. So, you know, life matters. Just
yeah, I like the part like you say that I listen to music because when I'm really stressed, what I like to do personally is I listen to music and dance a lot. And it has a way of, you know,
exercise is a stress relief. Exercise, yes, it releases hormones called endorphins. Those endorphins are also known as feel-good hormones. So sometimes you just go on a walk. You may have been angry with your spouse or something. You just leave the house, go on a walk. You come back revitalized. You have even forgotten about the quarrel. How far?
So let's talk about substance, you know, do you know with substances, it goes with thinking, a form of smoke, a form of drinking. Speak to us on that.
Yes, so substance abuse, unfortunately, is very, very common among our youths. You know, growing up, I didn't see so much of that. It used to be maybe people that were far away, but now it's within. It's among, actually everybody here knows one person or the other that is hooked on one substance or the other. And it is sad, you know, it is sad. I have worked in psychiatric world and I know that, you know, it is sad. We don't want our children to go that way. So it's from the young age that we start trying to educate our youth about the ills of substance abuse. Yes, about the ills, the dangers to the society. There are some of these children, they are young, they didn't graduate from university. In fact, some of them started taking substances as early as secondary school. And when they go to university,
that's the current trend.
Yes, by the time they go to university, no parental, at least in secondary school, parents still put eye, you know, because you go from the house or, you know, or if they are in boarding, you know, but when they go to the university, most times they are on their own. Peer bad influence, peer pressure and all that. So I would like to say for substance abuse is from young, we start to talk about it, we start to advocate, we start to sound it loud and clear that this is not good, it's not the right path to yes, and then for people that have one family member or the other affected by substance abuse, we have psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors that you can, you know, talk to. They have rehabilitation centers. If it's a child one, private places too, you know, have rehabilitation centers, though they are expensive. But sometimes that is what is needed. They need to be rehabilitated back into the society. So we also talk about alcoholism. Yes, before WHO had this criteria of men could take 2 drinks a day and women could take 1. But now different studies have said no alcohol, no one is not for the stomach, because it is a chemical. It is a chemical. So imagine those of us that did chemistry in secondary school when they're titrating and all those things, and they give you those things to drink. Will you drink it? But when they package it and put it in bottle and call it all sorts of names, you drink it. So it's a chemical. It affects the liver, it affects the heart, it affects so many organs. So now they're saying no one is safe again to take. But well, you know, you can't, sometimes you break some of the rules, but not all the time. Not all the time. Smoking too. Cigarette smoking, there are a lot of cancers. Of course, the most popular one is lung cancer, and then other cancers too that are associated with cigarette smoking. So if you know a smoker, it's not always enough to say stop smoking, but it's enough to tell them to get help, because smoking is an addiction. Okay. Yes, and the addiction has, you know, treatments. So you seek for help from an addiction specialist.
Okay, what would be your final message before we start goodbye on this segment?
Okay, so I don't like to talk about healthy living without talking about doing regular checks, doctor's visits. For women, breast self-examination, very important. Cervical examination, what we call pap smear. You know, we should know our blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol level. For men, you should know your prostate-specific antigen, especially men that are 50 and above. Yes. Come to the hospital. So men take their wives' BP drugs. They know they have high blood pressure, but they don't want to So the wife will check, the wife will take, she will check, it's high today, she will give, please. Let's stop that bad behavior. Let's stop those kind of behaviors. If you have problems, you go to a health facility. We have all the health centers. We have primary, secondary, tertiary. Most times tertiary is overflowed because the slightest headache, people are supposed to be teaching hospital. But we do have health centers that, if the health center cannot manage, they now refer you. Let's utilize all those opportunities. Do a regular health screening and pray to God to give out life.
Okay, that's a better way to rest the conversation today with Dr. Akmewe from Kenya, a family and lifestyle physician. She's spoken very well, and we hope we have taken a thing or two from all that we have talked about. Just once again, I want to say thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to more of this conversation. It's still Good Morning Port Harcourt. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, you get to meet our next guests. Stay.
Carrots were first cultivated in China and the northern Western Europe and was unintentionally distributed as weed. The plant was originally cultivated for its leaves and seeds and was first consumed in Europe. The most common orange carrot was produced by German following a cultural selection process. Carrot grows more in California and grow best with higher sugar when temperatures are between 40 degrees and 80 degrees. Carrots are best planted during August and available more during December. In Nigeria, carrots are cultivated more in the north. The most commonly eaten part of the plant is the taproot. Carrots, being a root vegetable, contains vitamin A, which serves as a source of nourishment to the body. We went to the street to sort the views of some Port Harcourt residents on how much they know about the rich vegetable called carrots.
They are very good for the skin. It contains beta-carotene, which helps to make the skin fine and good too.
I'm not too good at eating carrots. Yeah, but it's a fruit. I think it's part of building a system.
Carrots protect your eyes from the sun.
Most persons mix it in carrot oil to their cream because it helps to moisturize their skin.
It's very, very good for the health. I would advise that both young women, men, and adults, everybody should go for carrot because it helps in the body system.
It works many things in our body. Like people that are having high blood pressure, they used to tell them to take it towards evening time. I used to take it too. It gives energy and your BP will be normal.
How then do you like to eat your carrots?
I like my carrots when you use it for fruit salads. I love eating it with groundnuts.
The smoothie. I also like using it for my indomie.
Once in a while, I can buy from the street vendors and just munch on it. But that's all. I don't really like it like that.
Carrots can be used for different health purposes, ranging from healthy vision, weight loss, healthy skin, among others. Despite the rich nutrient value of carrots, the large intake of carrots may cause constipation and other gastrointestinal issues. Carrots are rich in vitamin, mineral, and contain natural nutrients that are important. It can be eaten before meal and after meal. Take advantage of carrot being in season. Eat carrot today and live healthy.
Everyone, welcome back. It's still Good Morning Port Harcourt, where we update you. And so far so good. We've talked to the doctor that has been telling us a lot on how to live healthy. Now, away from that, we want to talk about food. Living healthy with your food. How do you know your balanced diet? How do you know how to mix the protein, the carbs, and all of that? We have a dietitian and a nutritionist who is going to be telling us a lot about that, and that's in person of Rita Odinaka. Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. You're welcome, Rita.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Rita.
Thank you, sir.
Trina, earlier on, we had an argument, but I think the doctor has put a skip to that. I rest my case, right? I actually started by saying that living healthy is expensive, and I laid so much emphasis on the food. Just start by telling us, when you say this is a balanced meal, what are we looking at?
Okay, the most important thing is for us to understand what a balanced meal is all about. So when you talk about balanced meal, it comprises of meeting the 6 classes of nutrients, which it comprises of carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins, and minerals. So if you are eating and you does not combine these food nutrients together, you've not started. But then what most people also think that combining this food is expensive. Now we also need to understand the sources of these nutrients. And you know, when it comes to carbohydrates, we have different sources. Like we have rice, we have yam, we have plantain and all that. Then when it comes to protein, we have fish, we have crayfish, we have meat, we have egg and all that. When it comes to fats, we have our oil, we have our nuts that contains fat and oil. Then when it comes to our vitamins and minerals, we have our fruits and vegetables. Now these are different sources. Do you understand? So when you are combining this, so if you are a low income earner, you have to go to the sources that are very cheap and affordable. Okay. Do you understand? Yeah. For instance, someone wants to eat Gary, do you understand? You can decide to say, okay, I want to make okra soup. Do you understand? With little okra, periwinkle, crayfish. You have your meal there. But someone else that is maybe of a high class can say, am I So the most important thing is understanding the classes of food nutrients and the sources, what it gives you, so you will not know how to combine.
When we actually initiated this topic or discussion, I was so excited because, you know, I knew this combo concept will really come into play. And I'm happy you spoke about okra and how to manage ourselves and meet the economic situation we find ourselves. So come and see this, what I say, combo with the 6 classes of food. So thank you very much.
That is it. Like I used to tell most of my patients, if you are coming from the village, do you understand? You can actually get your source of protein. Like I remember when I was in the village when we were very little. We in the night to go to the farm, we will pick snails. Do you understand? These are rich source of protein and healthy one at that. So if you are coming from that aspect, you can go to the farm, pick your snails, get your green leafy vegetables, combine it with your carbs. Do you understand? You have the fruits around. You can go to your neighbor and pick fruits. Do you understand? That's so that you can combine it and eat. But if you're also on a high class too, it's not just eating only protein, because there's something that even those that are rich, they also misplaced it. Do you understand? They eat in excess of some particular nutrients. You see a rich man eating maybe a smaller, a bigger portion of food, very high protein and all that. These foods has quantity. They have portion. It's not just eating. Like I used to tell people that food is drug. Do you understand? When we understand that food is drug, then we need to eat it according to prescription. You have to be prescribed. For instance, if you are taking drugs, the doctor tells you morning, afternoon, and night. So as is food. It's because we don't have that idea that food is drug, and so we eat it anyhow. So we have to know the right quantity to eat, and that's when it comes, a dietitian comes in. Because for you to know the actual quantity you need to eat, you need to consult a dietitian to be able to say, okay, look at how you do it. The dietitian looks into your economic status and so you plan a meal according to your income, your budget and everything.
So let's know, this combo you're talking about, it has a specific time, like you rightly said. Because one, I would think maybe I'm supposed to eat Harcourt and soup very early in the morning. So let's know, when should this come into play? And what are those recommendations for eating maybe breakfast or maybe our lunch and dinner?
As you see, 7 to 8, you need to eat our breakfast. Like most people say that you see some persons on a weight loss diet, they say, I don't used to eat breakfast, I skip breakfast, I eat only dinner. Do you understand? Most times, it's not actually good.
Like, are you serious? I love to eat Gary. I love to eat. You recommended to eat Gary and soup in the morning.
You can eat, but the most important thing is the quantity.
Because
when you wake up, your system, you've already fasted from maybe around 8 o'clock in the PM, and you stay to the night morning, so you are fasted till that morning. So your body, your system have already produced enough hormones that will be able to accommodate the foods that are coming in. So when you now eat, they will be able to tackle it. But then, it is the quantity we eat that matters. And also that quantity, is it balanced?
Okay. It's not just eating, it has to be balanced.
It has to be balanced.
Then it has to be a quantity to eat, and not eating to even satisfy yourself.
Okay. Yeah, but to full stomach, is about eating what your body needs.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you eat what your body needs, your system is okay. But when you eat, when your food is imbalanced, you see some vital nutrients are lacking because some vital nutrients are not inside that food. So when you eat balance, you see that all these body system gets what they want and they will function properly in your body.
I know there are some persons that say they don't eat in the morning. It's all part of weight balancing and all that, and then they skip and then go to lunch, they take lunch, they leave dinner, they go light. You know, medically speaking, from your own perspective, are you saying that is not right?
Our psychology, there's how it works. For example, if I didn't eat in the morning and in the afternoon I want to eat, psychologically I'll tell myself I have not eaten since morning, and so the quantity I'm going to eat will be more than to be able to do you understand? So that's why most people that are on weight loss, that when they are skipping their meal, they are not always getting it right. But once you say, okay, I'll eat my 3 times daily portion, no matter how little, it's just little.
You know, that's the most difficult part of it.
And at the end of the day, see I've managed so many clients, and those part of those ones that follow this right steps, you see them losing weight accordingly, not just a drastic weight loss, you see a gradual weight loss, and at the end of the day, they come to a perfect weight which they are supposed to be.
So the issue is with the proportion,
the proportion that you have, proportion, all that is on a weight loss diet, started maybe in 2 months' time and achieve a perfect weight. The person will be like, I'm now okay. And then she now entered into like 20 years as she was eating, because it's not really a healthy way of maintaining your weight. But when you eat balanced diet and eat the right portion, it becomes a pattern, it becomes a lifestyle, and so you keep up. You are not going back to it. Once they bring food, eat that quantity you are meant to eat, and you are okay. And it goes on. Before you know it, your system balances, you get your normal weight loss and whatever. It's not just weight loss, just whichever disease condition.
Just on meals we take when we are still very young, but as we advance, it's recommended that we begin to drop some of these meals. Because I don't know if you agree with me.
I think like meat, right?
Yeah, like meat.
When adults, they start getting
and then later on. So let's talk about that.
Okay, that part of me, when it comes to protein, we talk about the lean part of protein, the healthy protein. That is those protein that doesn't have visible fats. The other time, when we talk about fats, unhealthy fat, they are coming from animal source of fat. Okay. Do you understand? Of protein. For example, you have your meat like tozo, you have kanda. These part of meat are not healthy. Do you understand? They contain saturated fats. And so when we eat them, this fat goes to our arteries and clog the arteries, making it difficult for the blood to flow very well, thereby causing cardiovascular diseases. So because of that, because of meat contains unhealthy fat, it's okay, let your intake of meat. Do you understand? Go more fish. Why do we recommend fish? Because fish contains a healthy fat, which is we call it polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is healthy, good for the brain and all that. Do you understand? So that's why it's okay, good for a healthier source of food. Protein, which is fish. You have your lean meat, your white meat. Those parts of meat contain less fat than the red meat and others. Old age comes with a lot of things, cardiovascular disease, diabetes and all that. So because of that, we try to tell our patients, okay, less your intake of this, reduce the intake of some certain fruits. Not like they are not good at all. Do you understand? But because of the
What's the effect what it contains? How can we incorporate that? More of fruit, more of veggies in our daily diet. How can we?
Like I used to tell also my students to, you have quantities. You have 7 portions in a day. A person, we need to take up to 4 servings, 2 to 4 servings of fruit in a day, to 3 to 5 servings of vegetables in a day. And how do you incorporate it? Look at fruits that are in season. They are cheap, they are affordable, they are readily available. Do you understand? So, and your intake, having that mindset, I have to take off, consume up to 4 servings of fruit. An apple is a serving of fruit. 1 finger of banana is a serving of fruit. Do you understand? So having that knowledge of servings of fruit, you'll be able to say, okay, let me take 1 apple, 1 finger of banana, maybe an orange. These are cheaper source of fruits.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Especially those in season are very cheap. So you can get them in large quantities and then share it among yourself or your families. You can eat. Then vegetables too. Like now we have this season of cucumber. This is also this is not the season of ugu leaf. Do you understand? But you can see cabbage and all that. So when you make use of fruits and vegetables that are in season, you tend to eat them in abundance than eating those ones that have already is out of season because they are more expensive. So trying to incorporate it is very difficult. And also, how you also incorporate it in your daily diet is that you have your plate of food. We said half of your plate should contain fruits and vegetables. Then the other half, you divide it into 2. Is your the quarter, you have your carbohydrates, can be your rice, your yam.
Half of half.
Yes, half of half.
Wow, half of half.
Can be your garri, your yam, your plantain and all that. Then the other part is your protein. So when you eat that, do you understand? It means that you are eating it. That's how you check yourself. Okay, this plate, does it have fruit and vegetable? Where is my carbohydrate? Where is my protein? And all that. Then water is also very, very important. So you take, it helps to wash our system, help for digestion and every other.
I want you to, advise us, okay? Because these things you've talked about, some of us are guilty of it, and a lot of people out there are also guilty of it. What advice do you actually have for us, in terms of, ensuring that we eat healthy and eating the right portion?
The advice I have is that you have to be intentional about our diets. So if we should also know that food is drug. You understand? When we know that food is drug, we know how to eat it, when to eat it, and how to eat it.
Yeah.
So having that mindset and being intentional about our diet, we'll be able to get it right. And also remember, consult a dietitian to be able to.
That's important. Okay, so go ahead now. Sorry, but I needed to emphasize that.
Yes,
that's why we have it, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you consult a dietitian, if you have any disease, any diet-related disease, the dietitian will be able to tell you the quantity. Also put into consideration your economic status too, so that you will not go overboard and say, this food is so expensive. You'll be able to be in track and eat the right diet. And also there is something I forgot to add. Also, even when the dietitian is also telling you, tell you the right method, food preparation method too. Okay. Also those things also comes into play. You see some patients too, they are eating the right thing, but then the food processing method is some maybe frying for someone that is we place on maybe low fat diet can be frying their food, and it's not actually a healthy way of cooking. So we actually tell you the right method of cooking, so that it's not just eating, making sure that those foods gives you the right nutrients, do the right thing supposed to do in your body. So that is my advice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Remember to eat right, portion control. That's all. With that, you are good to go.
With that, you're good to go. So,
yes.
argument.
I want to officially say that I'm resting this case. I want to officially. In fact, there was one secret. Eat with what is on season.
Yes.
Whatever that you see that's in season, just take that and it will go cheaper for you and better for you. So I rest my case.
That's a good one, okay. Yeah. I think this is where we're calling it a day today on the program. Good morning, Port Harcourt. It has been an awesome conversation. I want to say thank you to the doctor who came in earlier, and of course to Rita, the dietitian, who also put us through the right portion and proportion of our intakes and how we must ensure that we process our foods adequately to enjoy the necessary nutrients that we desire. Well, for me, it's a wrap, and I'm saying we'll see you again.
For Final Kennedy.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.